Welcome to Sports Talk, your weekly source for Hazleton Area High School football, and it's brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network here on WYLN. I'm your host, Marty Burns. I'll be joined tonight by first-year head coach Dennis Boatman, coming off his first victory as head coach at Hazleton Area High School. We'll have a very special guest from the Cougar coaching staff. We also go over that big victory against Tunkhannock and a look ahead to the Patriots of Pittston area. It's all this week on Sports Talk.
Sports Talk is presented in cooperation with Lehigh Valley Health Network, Hazleton.
We've seen the concern in your eyes. You're scared, nervous, want to know if it's safe. The answer is yes. At LVHN, you'll see the extraordinary steps we take to get you the care you need safely. At all our facilities, you'll see temperature checks for everyone, that we sanitize every surface. And yes, you'll see that masks are required. What we look forward to seeing is relief in your eyes. Lehigh Valley Health Network. Your health deserves a partner.
Sacco Chiropractic, East Broad Street in Hazleton, has the health care you've been waiting for. Whether it's a chronic issue or something new, Sacco Chiropractic has the most up-to-date techniques and therapies to help with any ailment. From his days of playing football with the Cougars and then in college, Dr. Scott Sacco has an elite understanding of sports injuries and how to correct them. Whether you are an athlete, a weekend warrior, or a grandmother, we can help with multiple issues. Call today to see why relief is super, man. 570-497-4150.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice,
everyday low prices,
plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton. Everything to make your house a home.
Welcome back to Sports Talk here on WYLN, brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network. I'm your host, Marty Burns, and here with first-year head coach Dennis Boatman. And Coach, congratulations on win number 1. Just some thoughts I had throughout the game. We've all seen football, a lot of football. I've never seen a game where you've had 95, 92, and 96-yard scoring drives. And the 95-yard scoring drive, your defense recovered from. That was Tunkhannock's opening drive. I thought your defense recovered. Didn't get sacks on Chilson, but I thought you disrupted a lot of his timing. And then offensively, 7 plays over 20 yards, all in the air. Kellen Warner, a great night, almost 350 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. And the guys on TV don't make him player of the game, and I thought that was because of Kevin Molesky. I thought he sat here in this spot last week and talked about the importance of being a senior in his final home opener, and I thought he really led by example. I thought his first interception started to turn the tide, and he had another one later in the game that was a big play, and then his play offensively. We talked about him being a bruising back, but we saw him in his skills being a receiver.
And that's actually where we started our film session when we came together as a team. Play 27, and that was the Kevin Molesky interception. That turnover, I think, created a different feel for our team. It would have been easy, and we talked about that, it would have been easy after that 96-yard drive by Tunkhannock. Then a turnover that we had. It would have been easy for our team to kind of, retreat, give up another score, and find ourselves down 14-0. But number 42 wouldn't allow us to do that. Also on that play, as I said, our defense just does such a great job of rallying around each other. After that interception, what's even more special is seeing the 10 other Scarlet jerseys running upfield to try to throw blocks for Kevin to be able to return that for a play that was inside the 20-yard line. Defensively, that first drive, they tempoed us a little bit, which we expected, and we prepared for during the week, but I think it caught us off guard a little bit, took us a little to settle in. But after that, I thought we did a great job of coming together as a team, not panicking. Once again, we talk about how we face adverse situations, and we've done that as a program since the start of this. Our kids responded, we settled back in, and we were able to take control of that football game after that point. Once we scored, tied it up, and the turning point in the game, I feel, was with a little over 3 minutes left. That drive to score before the half was huge for us.
And before we get to the highlights, real quick about that drive, young men that you would not expect to maybe make veteran plays made veteran plays, and it was 3 in a row. Shimani, a sophomore, Bookman, a sophomore, Price, a junior, get the first down, get out of bounds. You got down to the 20 when Casadas got the big third down, got the first down. That was the first timeout you used. You went all the way from the 4 to their 20 before, and you didn't have to use a timeout.
We talked about how important it is to be ready for those 2-minute type drives, and I know there was a little bit more than 2 minutes in that situation, but same principle. And we work on that, and we've worked on that throughout the offseason, because last year we had a few opportunities in that 2-minute situation, and we left ourselves a little short. This year our players were prepared, and that's hats off to our coaching staff. Hats off to our players taking that coaching and being prepared for the moment. And as you said, young guys making heads-up plays to get out of bounds, be able to make first down catches, front shoulder turn, get out of bounds, and allowing us to save our timeouts when we didn't have to use one until Casadas got the first down. We used one more to just collect ourselves and be able to reset for a first down.
And let's get a look at those highlights with a victory. We have quite a few to go through. We mentioned Kevin Molesky. Here he is on the first play.
He was all over the place. And listen, some are surprised by this performance. We are not in our program by 42. He played a heck of a game tonight.
And here's that interception we talked about.
This is big. We talked about how him and Dante needed to get in the hook to the curl, and he ends up making a big play here that turns the tide. Max Barrett downfield, we'll see here, making a great block and allowing us to get inside the 20, which gets brought back by a penalty, but still we have all the momentum.
And then people are going to want to know what you called this play on 2nd and 36.
This is a senior, Kellen Warner, who's just... He's the guy in our offense, and he's been locked in the last 2 weeks. It's a great play and a great route by Connor Shimani as well.
And then the touchdown to tie the game, and who else but number 42?
He had a great night. Once again, look at our guys up front here, too, battle. We talk about that leadership we have up front, and Kevin Molesky does his thing to get in the end zone.
And I know you're proud of plays like this. Once again, we couldn't single out a number, so we just call it a team tackle.
Seems to be a trend, right? Every week that we're together, we have these team tackles. And once again, look at all these scarlet jerseys being able to fight and make a play on Tunkhannock.
Now, we mentioned didn't get a lot of sacks on Chilson, but here Seth Hunson, you're putting on the pressure.
We pressured him all night. He didn't ever once get comfortable in the pocket. Here he throws the ball back in the middle of the field where we know the result that can happen there, too.
And here's some more good defense.
Matt Casadas, we've been continuously working this. He's secondary force. He makes a great play, and Connor Kundrat then cleans it up.
And we go back to that number 42.
He's all over the field. We talked about two of the most important members on our defense, our inside backers, and him and Dante just did a great job once again.
Now here comes this drill right before the halftime, the first pass to Connor Shimani.
It's so clean. Look at the presence here, too, to be able to still get upfield as he's working his way out of bounds.
And here Matthew Bookman out, gets in the green spaces, but then gets out of bounds.
Once again, and look at the way they're still working upfield. They're gaining yards as they're getting out of bounds. It's a great job to find the sticks and be able to preserve a timeout.
And the last one that we talked about, Christian Price.
Oh, what can you say about Christian? Back-to-back weeks making big catches now for us, and he's finding a nice role in our offense.
And then here's this big third down catch by Matthew Casadas.
Matty, he shows up every week now, and he's starting to become a household name, and Matt Casadas once again with a big play for us.
And then 4th and 20, here's the touchdown that gave you the lead for good.
Slot fade here, Kellen. You can't put this ball anywhere better. Matt Casadas is able to get his eyes to the sky, flatten out, and he makes a big-time catch. And you see all the energy then that's coming here with our team. We were pretty excited after this and took momentum in the half.
And here to start the third quarter, we see Matthew Casadas on special teams.
He's all over the place. Offense, defense, special teams, and Matt Casadas. And here's the thing, he'll be the first one to tell you again, look at the guys we have downfield working and fighting here to get this ball across midfield to start our second half possession.
We talked about Kevin Molesky's running. We mentioned a little bit at the start of the segment. Here he is in the pass game.
Over 100 yards receiving in this game, and he continuously, when there was a play to be made for us, you could have counted on 42 being involved in that play on Friday.
And here he gets back-to-back runs.
He ran so hard. There were times where they were playing 7, 8, sometimes 9 guys in the box, and he was still able to get positive yardage. Here he is once again. I mean, look at the way he fights. The second half, when Kevin Molesky's run the football like this, it makes it hard for defenders to be able to tackle him.
Mentioned Matthew Casadas in all aspects. Here he is with defense.
He really responded this week. I thought our entire secondary and back half did after the week we had against Wilkes-Barre.
And here we get Kevin Molesky.
What can you say there? I mean, it was a tendency when they were coming on that jet motion, and Kevin was able to shoot the A-gap and made a great play.
And here, on a couple big pass plays, the first here to Kevin.
Kevin, great pitch and catch. Matt Bookman there, huge pass protection as well. And we talked about that in our team meeting. It's selfless. That's guys making plays for us when they don't have the football.
And here again, this one for a touchdown.
And as you see there, Kevin Molesky was not going to be tackled there by 2 defenders that bounced off him. He makes a play, and that's what we expect our seniors to do. And once again, I love the energy that we show here as a team. Everybody's excited. We're all for each other.
And the other thing I like, Kevin wasn't giving up the football.
Absolutely.
We see him again defensively.
Kevin with a host of Cougars once again on a great play defensively.
And Matthew Casadas again defensively.
He continued to get better as the game wore on from the cornerback position, and I'll tell you what, I couldn't be more proud of the way he played Friday.
And as promised, the second interception for Kevin Molesky.
Big time once again. That's a big time play right there. To be able to go up over a offensive player and make a play like that, that's a senior wanting the football game.
Kevin Molesky had 4 catches on the night. Here's his 4th.
Kevin will be the first one to tell you too. We're telling him here, stay to the edge right now. Work your offhand and be able to get number 11 off you, and it's a touchdown. What a play though he made. There he goes tapping his helmet. Great play.
We go back to the defense and Mr. Bugda.
Jimmy, he just comes, he'll street fight you every play. He plays within the system. He plays within himself. We asked Jimmy Bugda to be Jimmy Bugda, and believe me, that's good enough for us.
And here we get a defensive score by Ryan Matthews.
I was asked this week about, generating turnovers and, when was the time when we were going to score on defense. Ryan Matthews makes a great play here. He has blockers that are in front of him. Kevin Molesky once again peels off Chilson. And that's just a big-time play, and I couldn't be more proud of Ryan Matthews.
And Kevin Molesky's partner on the inside, we get a stop here by Dante Mattarella.
Once again, 25 and 42, you better believe where the football is, they're going to be very close by.
And you keep peace in the family, Coach. I like that. You had Ryan Matthews first, now we get Evan Matthews.
On a wheel route here, Evan Matthews, I was so happy for him that he was able to score this touchdown. Kellen threw him open. It was a great route by Connor Schmanning, Matt Casadas. You see the excitement here. It was pretty awesome that the brothers were able to score on back-to-back plays.
And you got some of your younger guys in. Here's Kevin Guzman.
Listen, Kevin Guzman is a guy who continuously gets better. In our JV games, he's starting to run the ball between the tackles too, and he's gaining a lot of confidence.
And here on special teams, we get to see Connor Kundrat.
Luke Russo, great punt. Connor Kundrat, who continuously comes on for us as a sophomore at outside backer, and now making plays in special teams as well in space. I couldn't be more proud of Connor either.
And here we have Christopher Sachs with a nice play defensively.
Saxy, it's a great play. You see Saxy, you see Raymond Abreu, Bryce Torstrup. They got their opportunity, and they definitely made the most of it on Friday night.
And how important is it? We talk so often about contributions from the top to the bottom of your roster, but really we saw it, and we saw it in those last couple plays. Some of the guys that don't normally get a chance to play got in there and they made plays. So everybody could feel they had a contributing factor to that win Friday night.
It's great when, in a positive way, that you're able to get every single player who's dressed for you on a Friday night into the football game. We were able to do that, and as you said, everybody contributed on Friday. Everybody had a hand in it. The big thing in our program that we tell everybody is every week everyone has a hand in it. Everyone has an obligation or responsibility, whether that's to be a starter like a Kevin Molesky, or to work our scout team, or to, whatever your role is, you need to relish that and you need to take pride in it, because everybody has a piece in what we're doing.
Now, Coach, our guest this week comes from your staff. You mentioned he stayed on. One of your assistants, Rick Painter, he's actually one of our neighbors Friday nights during the games too.
What can you say about Coach Painter? As I told you even in the preview show, he was one of the first guys who was on board here. We talk about bringing men of high character in our program and keeping men of high character in our program. He's an incredible person, incredible football coach. Our players are more than lucky to have him, and I'm blessed to have somebody like Coach Painter. We had Coach Drumheller on the first week. We have Coach Painter here. They're my two right-hand guys. I mean, they're just incredible people, and like I said, Coach Painter does a great job. He takes as much pride in this program as anybody. He's a Hazleton guy now, and he'll be the first one to tell you that, and I'm just so happy that he's on this ride with me, and he's remained in our program.
Well, we'll get to hear from Coach Painter right after this. You're watching Sports Talk on WYLN.
Sports Talk is presented in cooperation with Lehigh Valley Health Network, Hazleton.
BLB Auto Sales, a division of Barbush Automotive. BLB has deals that can't be beat. They carry trucks, vans, SUVs, sedans, and sports cars, and all at the lowest prices. Barbush Automotive can handle all vehicle repairs since they do it all. Check out their specials: oil change and filter, just $19.95. Alignment, $49.95. Professional and good people. Call 570-454-7571. Two Italian Guys Pizzeria. 3 West Diamond Avenue in Hazleton has all your favorites, from pizza, hoagies, salads, entrees, wings, and sides. Always made with the freshest ingredients. Call them at 570-459-2783.
Have an electrical problem? Call the Wire Guys. Need lights installed? Call the Wire Guys. Anything and everything electrical, big or small. Our rigorously trained licensed electricians are fully screened, always on time, work neat, clean, and thorough. The Wire Guys. We're here 24/7, 365. All of our work is guaranteed 100%. When you need electrical work, you need Wire
Guys. SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
In life, some things just go together, like a burger and fries, and home and auto insurance from State Farm. Combine and save.
In Hazleton, talk to State Farm agent Pete Keselica.
CARES has immediate openings for life-sharing providers to mentor and provide care in their homes for an adult with intellectual disabilities.
Chris and I have known each other for 10 years, and it was suggested to us that we might want to try life sharing. We have done that, and it's worked well for us.
I like the experience LifeShare gives me in the companionship.
If you would like to learn more, call CARES at 866-CARES-VIP.
Blaze Alexander Family Dealership is very proud to become a part of the Hazleton area. Come see us in Hazel Township or visit us online at blazehazleton.com. There's Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Buick, GMC, and Cadillac, and Mazda. Plus, a huge inventory of the finest quality pre-owned vehicles available, all with the Blaze Alexander lowest price guarantee. We have a long-held reputation for low prices, great selection, and top-notch service. Blaze Alexander Family Dealerships in Hazleton. We're taking the deals the other guys won't.
Welcome back to Sports Talk here on WYLN, brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network. And as promised, we have assistant coach Rick Painter joining us this week here on Sports Talk. And Coach mentioned you're usually our neighbor up in the press box Friday nights.
Yeah.
And hopefully we don't distract you too much.
Not too much. It's, we know when it's the first down.
Yeah, there you go. I know Coach Sacco said thanks for the plug. Except
We know
he didn't
the
like
first
it first
down.
week. He said, I only heard it during the Crestwood first down. So talk about staying with this program. What was your thought process?
When I came here, Coach Brennan mentioned about we're going to have to get this thing turned around. And when he left and myself and Dennis talked, I'm all in because it needs to get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
And we're still climbing. And I felt with the people we have coming back and what we have, that was the idea.
And the one thing, and all kidding aside, being up in the press box, how much of an advantage is that for you as a coach, where sometimes maybe if your field level, you get blocked out by different crowds of players and such, where when you're up top, you can see the game a whole lot better?
You can see their alignment, what they're doing in the secondary, how their linebackers are reacting, how the D-line, what they're doing, where they're slanting to, are they going to the field, or are they coming to the sideline? It's a big advantage.
And
you need another pair of eyes, not just me.
Right. You started off with the Crestwood game. They come with all kinds of different looks, and they seem to, after the opening feeling out process, they seem like they really came with a lot of pressure. And, you know, when you go from week to week, and how difficult is it getting ready for each team, because everybody's going to give you different looks?
A lot of film watching. And they might put a different wrinkle in here or there, but I mean, you got to watch through. I mean, more or less the first quarter is more of a feeling out what they're trying to do and what we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and once you get a feel for how the game's going, then you can really move on from it and decide what you want to do offensively.
Now, the one thing I didn't talk to Coach Bookman about, so I'll talk to you about.
Okay.
We talked about Kellen throwing for almost 350 yards. You didn't have as good of a running game as you had in the Wilkes-Barre game, but you made up for it in the passing game. But the key to that was, for the most part, Kellen stayed clean.
Yeah, he did. And that's you got to give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They did a great job up front. If you give us time to throw, we'll be all right.
And speaking of time, I talked about with Coach, didn't get the sacks maybe that you would like defensively, but I really thought after that opening drive, the defense really took them out of their timing, and Chilson, you know, for a lot of times you think Chilson's just going to stay in the pocket. He was really on the move a lot Friday night.
I think in that first drive we were kind of feeling our way through defensively. But as the game wore on, we made a lot of adjustments. We moved our outside backers from 3 or 4 up to maybe 2 yards because they were throwing the little outs and the stick routes.
And the group I really want to give a lot of credit to, and we talk about Kevin Molesky, Dante Mattarello, we see them a lot in the highlights, but their job becomes so much easier just by the work of that defensive line. And then when the defensive line is disrupting things, you know, the Hunsingers, the Bugdas, the Barretts going through the line, you know, these guys really make things easier.
That's
for
what
that
makes
linebacking core.
Yeah, absolutely. They're the guys that make good linebackers, the up front people. Because if they tie up, we can run around. Our inside linebackers can run around, make plays.
And then we talked about it, us as a group, we decided on Kevin being the player of the game. Kellen, you know, it's not often you see a quarterback at this level put up 350 yards and 3 touchdowns, but we went with Kevin. The leadership that Kevin brings, and you could just see it Friday night, he desperately was not going to let this team lose.
That was probably the best performance I've seen from a guy, offensively and defensively, since I've been here. And I'm not sugarcoating. I mean, it's legitimately a big-time performance.
And we'll hope for more of the best, because I have a feeling you got this first one, something's going to keep rolling. But, Coach, amazingly, our time is up. So thanks for joining us this week.
Thank you.
Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
We'll bring Coach Bookman on to talk about the Patriots of Pittston area right after this.
Sports Talk is presented in cooperation with Lehigh Valley Health Network, Hazleton.
When emergency strikes, trust your care to the all-new ER at Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. With a facility that's now twice the size. Experienced nurses who see you right away. A quick assessment process makes sure you get the care you need. Advanced technology on site. Safe, private treatment rooms, and a peace of mind that only this level of care can bring. When it matters most, trust your partner in emergency care. Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton.
Turn your existing connected devices into motion sensors. Plume. Know your home's every move.
Tri-County has been keeping your office up to speed since 1969. Everything your office needs: office supplies, personal and custom business forms, business cards, office furniture, new and used office equipment, copy, print, and scan solutions with wide format capabilities. Leasing is also available, free off-street parking, and free local delivery. Tri-County Business Machines, 117 East Broad Street in Hazleton, 570-459-0754. Family owned and operated since 1969.
There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet trap and sporting clay fields are professionally designed and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-455-4251 extension 1378 for more information.
Welcome back to Sports Talk. Coach Bookman rejoins us. Another road game, Coach. 3 out of your first 4, as we mentioned, on the road. Your first trip to a grass field, take on the Pittston Area Patriots.
Yeah, as we were talking at the break, that's something that we've talked about, being on a grass surface. We have an advantage, or what we feel is an advantage. We scrimmage Wyoming area at Wyoming area, which was also a grass surface. Pittston, it's the same old Pittston type team, a really physical football team. They're led by Pisano, a quarterback. It seems like this league, there's a quarterback every week that can make plays. Right. And we talk about those quarterbacks, and I'd like to take a minute also before talking about Pittston. Our quarterback, we've talked about him now. I think he belongs in the conversation with those other guys after
absolutely.
3 weeks, But Pisano, he makes the team go big up front. 6'4", 340, 6'2", 260. I mean, guys up front, there's no mistake there. Coach Barberi, he's a former Delaware Valley guy. You see a lot of Delaware Valley flavor. Odd front on defense, with those walk-up ends. Too high shell. Offensively, power, waggle, fullback trap. They're not really hiding what they want to do. They're in the same situation we were this past week. They're a team that's better than their record indicates. They're looking for their first home win, and we know exactly what it's going to take for us now to win our first road game. Right. We talked about, it's great we won our home opener. Now it's time to take that next step, and that's now challenging and winning on the road. Yeah, we feel that we could get this thing rolling now, and we have to take it one day at a time. We will not beat Pittston because of the way we play just on Friday. It's our preparation for the week. So it's going to take a great week of practice. Friday, we're going to have to run the football. 350 yards passing almost is great, but we need to get the run game back going once again, and we will do that. We have all the confidence in the world, those guys up front and our backs, and we need to continue to play defense. Our defense is playing really well right now, and we're keeping ourselves in football games because of the way our defense is playing.
Well, Coach, best of luck. Here's hoping for 2 in a row. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
For Coach Bookman, Coach Painter, I'm Marty Burns saying so long. Join us next week. We go over the Pittston area game, a look ahead to the big rivalry game against Berwick, and another special guest from the Cougar football team. All next week on Sports Talk, brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network.